Hello, human peoples. You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. To support us and gain access to great exclusive podcasts like Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, and our latest show, Spiel Boys, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. We do game streaming, movie nights with our patrons every Friday night, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want. Literally anything, within reason, and we have to do it. You are quite frankly out of excuses not to go visit patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
Hypecast mit Tom Reimann und David Bell.
Hello.
We're the episode of Hypecast!
Hype.
It's the show where we get hyped about stuff and things. I'm your co-host, Tom Ryman.
I'm your other co-host, David Bell. You do it. You can do it. You do it. You can do
What? Oh, you want me to introduce myself?
it. Yes.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Lydia Bugg. I'm here too.
Yay!
Welcome, Lydia.
I thought you were going to say, I thought you were going to hype me up. Like, here's our guest.
That would be way too polite of us.
No.
Okay.
I don't know how it became our intro, but that's just what we do.
Yeah.
We
sorry.
introduce ourselves and then immediately stop talking.
I feel like I got pranked.
Yeah, we just see. We see what happens.
It genuinely was not meant to be a prank. Like,
Yeah.
at least not in my mind. I don't know what Dave was thinking.
It's easier for us. Like, I'm lazy, and I found that if you just let it happen, then something will happen, right?
If you just stare at the screen long enough,
Right.
someone will
Exactly.
introduce themselves.
We're just playing chicken every week.
Yeah. Lydia, welcome.
Thank you so much for doing the show. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Excited
This
to be
is-
here.
This is your first one, your first Hypecast.
Yes.
It
I
is.
love movies, so excited to talk about them.
Oh, good. That'll help.
Yeah.
definitely
We have
a
waited
plus.
far too long to have you on. I'm glad you're here. Do you want to just at the start of this tell people like where they can find you if they are hearing you for the first time, what your whole deal is?
if you owe
anything you
them
want to
money.
tell the world? Yeah.
I don't know anybody's shit, first of all. You can find me every Monday on the wonderful website 1-800hotdog.com. I'm their Monday columnist. This week I wrote about a old comic book character called Blore, the Dictator of Uranus.
All right.
So, kind of just a wealth of jokes there. Also, it was created by a guy named Dick Sprang, so...
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of his destiny, it sounds like.
Yeah, kind of his destiny to create Blore, the Dictator of Uranus. And you can also find me on TikTok at Lydia, and I have a book called Healthy Choices that's on Amazon. So that's my whole deal. That's my whole thing.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I used to work at Cracked a long time ago with you guys, maybe at the same time as you guys for like a second.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. No, I remember
Okay.
your byline.
Yeah, so that's me. That's who I am. That's my deal.
Right on.
Sweet.
Welcome. And I was going to ask if you liked movies, but you've already covered that.
I do.
We've checked that box off.
Does anyone come on and go, sorry guys, I hate movies?
Not yet.
Not
Okay.
yet,
That's good.
We're getting there.
but it's an
Look
open
at one.
challenge.
Yeah.
anybody is willing to grab that gauntlet.
Fight movies.
Yeah, just fight the immutable concept of film.
Yeah.
That would be a good episode, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so. I don't know. Well, we have a bunch of movies to talk about. We have a bunch of.
We sure do.
We have a great. I like this lineup. This is
We've had a good
lineup.
couple of lineups, I think. Past
Yeah,
couple
we
of weeks.
have. This isn't a big, like, I don't want to say not a big one, but we don't have any like big blockbusters this week. We have a bunch of like littler, cooler
Littler.
ones. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. But
It's
first,
fine. Keep moving.
Beginning
sure
with big thank you to @NerdNumbers was glad to talk wrestling with Dave and Jeff. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to @Ravages of the Scourge. There's deathcore and death metal there. Good to know.
Thank you.
Thank you to sure.
Thank you.
That's my sneeze sound this time. Thank you to Zero Charisma.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to 2001: A Space McNulty Odyssey.
Thank you.
Thank you to A Thumb in the Honeydew.
That's where it
Always a
goes.
pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to Aaron Burser.
Thank you.
Thank you to AJ.
All right, let me jump in here. Thank you to Andrew. Lydia deserves more hype. McGuire.
Thank you.
Thank you to Andrew Howe demands a single act of kindness. There
Yes.
it was. There it was. You got it. Thank you to Asking Seven.
Thank you.
Thank you to Ballet Karate Hulk.
Hey.
Thank you to BLT22 EWHVIS-B.
Thank you.
Thank you to Bootler Bootlesson.
Thank you.
Thank you to Brian, who Tom knows.
Thanks.
And thank you, of course, to Brockway Loves the Meat Millie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Thank
that's a
you.
hot dog patron as well. I know
Hell
him.
yeah. All right. First trailer. Big one. This is like, I don't know, 10 years in the making. It feels
Longer,
like I've been...
maybe? Yeah.
Yeah. We finally have the trailer for The Long Walk. What's funny about watching this trailer is that I don't know why it took so damn long to make. They just need a road.
It's right there
And
in
Mark
the name,
Hamill.
Dave. It's right there in the name.
Yeah, that's true. This is based off a Stephen King short?
Novella. It was one of the ones.
Novella.
It was a Bachman book too. It's probably the best Bachman book, and in my opinion, it's one of his best. It's one of my favorite stories of his. I think it's genuinely one of his best.
You've read it. Lydia, have you read this book?
No, I thought this trailer was like a prank when you said it to me again. I felt like I was being pranked. Like, Stephen King has written a horror movie about walking?
It is an awful experience to walk somewhere.
Yeah, I agree with that. It felt like the Family Guy skit where they're like, he's just looking around the room and trying to find things to write a story about. Like, he looks out his window and a guy's walking. Yeah, and he's like, walking. That sucks.
That sucks. I like the simplicity
you couldn't
of this.
stop walking.
I knew about this
That's really
story.
it, though. What if you couldn't stop walking?
Right. I had known about this story for a very long time, and it is. Unfortunately, I sort of know how it ends, which of course I'm not going to share here on the podcast. But all I'll say is I knew it was like Hunger Games, but it's a bunch of people walking, and if you stop walking, they shoot you. And I just thought what was interesting about this trailer is I expected that to be like the Hunger Games, where it's like a parade, where there's all these people watching, and it's like a big spectacle.
Well, there are at parts. There are at parts.
Yeah, but I thought it was like hundreds of people, and I'm like, oh no, this is like 20 dudes, and just like the army.
There's probably like 50 kids or something in there, but yeah, it's not like a huge long like parade. It's just like. It's a Hunger Games. It's a battle royale. It's a thing they do every year, and you enter, and there's only one winner. I forget what it is. It's some kind of military dictatorship.
I like how scaled down it is, where like you realize like you don't really need like a big arena to do this. You just
don't need one of them Stanley
guns.
Tucci wigs.
Yeah, no, you just need some guys with guns
help,
who just like stay with them, and it's like, yeah, you're not going to get away from these guns. You can try.
Yeah.
I've never been more shocked than like the turn, because I had no clue what this was going to be about. And the first part, they have all this camaraderie and like joy, and then until someone gets shot, and I'm like, would you really be that happy and excited at the idea of winning if you knew that everyone around you was also going to be dead by the end of it?
I
like
had that
I
question
would be.
too.
Yeah.
I will say one thing in this trailer, they seemed surprised.
Yes.
by
Well, it's not that they don't know that that's what, at least in the book anyway, they're all well aware that that's the stakes. I think it's just one of those things where they just don't think it's, for some reason, they just don't believe it's going to happen.
Right. They
until
don't.
it happens.
They haven't registered it.
It does start out like that they're all great comrades. They're getting along. They're joking and bullshitting with each other. The only one who's not is the character, the character that's not Philip Seymour Hoffman's kid. Peter is his name in the trailer. Like, that guy is not like really socializing with anybody else, and I won't say anything else. But that's like kind of how they address it. Is they just kind of they're they're like younger than this. I think they're like 14 in the story, but it's just like they just really don't think it's going to happen. And
it's the idea that reality hasn't really set in.
Yeah, that does make sense for like teenagers. When you're a teenager, you're just like, I'm never gonna die. I'll sign up for the Hunger Games. That sounds dope. Yeah,
I was doing backflips off of friggin' roofs.
Yeah. It's like
I
metaphor.
can't die.
It's sort of what a lot of these are. It's like a metaphor for war, right? Where it's like it's this abstract concept until you actually get there, and you're like, oh right, they're using guns. This is like shooting. Okay. Got it. This is terrifying. Like it's that feeling.
Yeah.
It is weird, like having these kids
them down to make the winner. I think it's like the same thing, like a citizen, or they get like a cash prize or something for their family.
PlayStation. It's a PlayStation 6.
They get a PlayStation with cool borders too. But it's the prize is something like that. But you're right. It's throwing a new batch of young men into the meat grinder every year as these old men, just same old men, are sitting in the beach and not in the beach in the Jeeps, just watching them do it. And it's for some like vague societal purpose that like you can't even really define.
Right.
Yeah, that's just the army.
Now I kind of want to see it. When I first saw it, I was like, this is the least made for me movie ever, because I hate movies where people are wandering through the woods. Like, I hate Lord of the Rings. And then I was like, I also hate, like, Saw, movies where people are just kind of being tortured for no reason. And this is like that. But I can appreciate, I like a horror movie that's like about a thing. Like,
yeah.
I definitely recommend reading it. It's a pretty quick read, and boy, it's a gut punch. But like I said, I think it's one of his best stories. If you're a Stephen King fan,
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, I'm always in between because I'm like you. I don't like Saws. I don't like torture horror. Arbitrary dystopias is hit or miss with me, meaning that like when it's like, The Maze Runner, and you're like, but why? Why are we doing this? This is dumb.
I don't understand it at all in Battle Royale, but Battle Royale is rad, so it's fine.
I was about to say, Battle Royale is rad. And I actually turned around on the Hunger Games. By the end of that series, the movies at least, I was I like these. I like where this ended up.
I think the movies are kind of crap, but like it makes more sense to me in that movie. Anyway, sorry.
Well, it's more like the Hunger Games, when the first one, it was that issue of like nobody seems to like it and everybody's doing it, and like it's one of those where it's like whenever a dystopia is like framed as a cautionary tale of like, this could be us someday, and it's like no it can't be.
Well,
we're not going to have extravagant Hunger Games with Stanley Tucci with giant teeth, like where it's like and obviously it's supposed to be more of a metaphor and stuff, but this looks, because it's so scaled down, I'm like, this just feels a little more gritty and weirdly more, I guess the word, I don't want to call it realistic.
No, it is, though.
But it is.
Like, you're like, that could happen, for sure.
The immediate image it evokes is child soldiers.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I'm into it. It's the director, by the way.
I'm into these kids getting shot.
Oh yeah. Well, I want to know, it's Francis Lawrence, the director, and they and I know why they do this. They go from the director of this Hunger Games.
All of them Hunger Games. There's like 4 Hunger Games this person directed.
Which is funny because this doesn't look like a young adult movie, but I want to know, he's also the director of Constantine, you fucks. Throw up Constantine.
I like Constantine.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, tell me it's the director of Constantine. He's also the director of, I'm going to just say literally every music video from 1996 to 1992. Or sorry, 2002. Like, I looked it up. He's done like 200 music videos. Just like Green Day, Alanis Morissette, Will Smith. He's just Aerosmith. He's done them all.
That really checks out when I'm thinking about Constantine now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Constantine is 100% a music video.
Yeah.
It's good that he has done other things too, because it would be weird if he had one specific niche and it was children getting Hunger Games. Like,
yeah,
I only make movies where children get Hunger Games. That's my whole thing now.
Right.
on a sliding scale of fantasticality. Like, here they are in the distant future with weird mutant tigers and Stanley Tucci wigs, and here they are in Panama getting shot by Mark Hamill.
And
I
then we're
have
gonna
to-
do like one at a Foot Locker next, like in the
Yeah. It's the Slam and Salmon, except they're going to get executed if they don't make the top sale at the end of the night.
I do have to note something. This is just way off course, but looking at his music video history, weirdly, you know what video band he hasn't done a video for?
Bush?
Bush. Yeah.
I was about to say, well, that must be why Gavin Rossdale is inexplicably in Constantine, but
Nope.
no,
No
he
Bush
didn't
video.
make a Bush video.
Maybe
Maybe
that
he
was
was
his way of
trying to
making
get
up.
to make a Bush video. So
Yeah.
Oh man, he's trying to sweeten the pot. Get you in Constantine, man. Let me direct your next music video.
All right. Well, yeah, this looks good. Let's. Should we talk about this next one?
Yeah, definitely.
Deep Cover. This is like. All right. This is like it writes itself, I guess. It's about what an improv troupe that ends up becoming secret agents with Orlando Bloom and Bryce Dallas Howard. And I just have to. You guys look at this poster, right? You see what I
did.
see.
Yeah, I
Okay.
did look at the poster. It's like the Heat all over again.
Yes, this is very like Netflix coded. You know what I mean? Where it's like it's not Netflix, it's Prime Video. Everybody go look at the poster because I don't know what they think Bryce Dallas Howard looks like, but they
Whoa!
photoshopped her to.
But
all
that's
hell.
not it.
That is
Yeah.
not her. Yes. She looks like an Instagram model. She looks like 14.
Yeah, it was literally. I was like, wait, what actress is that? And then I had to like go through the trailer again to see like if I missed this.
You really
person.
have to squint.
Yeah, that is not her.
Yeah, and it's kind of worse because I feel like it's based on like a year ago, Margot Martindale told a story on a podcast about how she was a she worked for a private investigator with Wayne Knight from Seinfeld. They like
Holy
both worked
shit.
for a private investigator. She told that story
Dude.
like a year ago, and this has to be based on that, but they got hot people to play the improvisers.
Right, that
instead
is a
of them.
problem. That is.
Yeah.
Man, if there
We
were
got
ever
Orlando Bloom.
if there were ever two actors who looked like they worked for a private investigator.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would be so believable to have them play that
Yes!
role.
This is
Oh,
I don't know, man. This is a movie where
this
it's
is
like
a-
untouchable to me where I'm like, well, it is what it is, folks.
Right.
Yeah.
This is like the epitome of a movie your parents will think is cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not hurting
It's not
anybody,
hurting
I
it.
guess.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing insidious here. It's just
Right.
like I will Bryce
It's a
Dallas
real
Howard.
The Man Who Knew Too Little.
Yeah. Bryce Dallas Howard, she has the weirdest fucking career right now where it feels like they
Pretty
don't know what to do
fascinating,
with
yeah.
her anymore. Where they're like, is she comedic? And she is funny. She's
Sometimes,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, but like they're just throwing her in everything.
She's also directing.
She's a good director too.
She just looks so much like Jessica Chastain. I literally never know.
Oh yeah.
Is that Bryce Dallas Howard? I don't know.
It was fucked
Yeah.
up in the Help when they put them both in the same movie together. It was like, how dare you?
Oh, they made one of them blonde, right?
Yeah, and she's the funny one, right? She's the funny one. She is directing next, and this is very exciting. I did not know she was directing this. Or maybe I did and I forgot. Her next film she's directing, Flight of the Navigator, a remake nobody needs but me. I am very excited for whatever the fuck that's going to be.
I was about to say get Paul Rubens back and then immediately got sad.
Aw, yeah. They could just reuse the voice.
Who's our Paul Rubens? Who would we... I guess Fred Armisen?
Emo Phillips.
Emo Phillips was performing back then.
Yeah.
Uh,
I just want Emo Phillips as the alien. I don't care if it makes
Sure.
sense or anybody
Yeah.
likes it.
Chris Fleming. Maybe Chris Fleming.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This might be a very funny and good movie. There's no telling. It's got Sean Bean there as well.
oh, yeah.
I honestly, it's so hard with these types of movies and these types of trailers where it's like, there's just, it feels like it gets lost in the noise. The
Yeah.
streaming comedy movie noise.
I
Like,
don't
what
think
was that-
Orlando Bloom is going to be funny. I don't trust him to be funny.
Mm.
Too
yeah.
hot. grew up too good looking to be funny. Sorry.
Mhm.
Speaking of lookalikes, I straight up thought he was Luke Evans the entire trailer until it got to Orlando Bloom, and I gasped.
You're like, no.
There's an Ian McShane in there too.
Yeah.
It's funny. I want to see Sean Bean in a comedy like this because he's just doing his Sean Bean thing, like that, like just just impossibly sorrowful man. Which you could do something really funny with that in a comedy, but I just wish it looked better. It reminds me of that movie with Issa Rae and Kumail Nanjiani that just sort of kind of came out. And
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the title of it. It was on Netflix.
Yeah,
that's the thing. There's a lot of these.
Yeah, like Game Night is kind of a similar premise to this, although I think Game Night's really funny, but.
Well, that's the thing. Some of these are extremely funny.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
And that's why I'm like, this could be very funny. Comedies are hard to advertise, as we've talked about many times, because any of the good jokes usually get dropped from the trailer. They try to get these very cookie cutter tones, and they all have that yellow font now, that like blue yellow thing. So they just blend into each other, and so it's like unfortunate. Because I like looking up the people behind this. I'm like, I don't know these people. They could be extremely funny writers and directors. So it's just, to me, this is more like damning of how these movies are advertised, you know?
Yeah, it is hard to tell.
It really is. And we have always had these, right? Like,
yeah, we get so many of them now. It seems like they just get shoveled onto Amazon.
Yeah,
like that's like we're seeing the result of all that money that they dumped into streaming productions like 4 or 5 years ago during COVID. And
right.
all these movies have just like been weirdly limping out over the past like 2 years.
Yeah.
Anyway, this just looks like another one.
I always think of the movie Heart Condition, where that's the epitome of a comedy.
With Denzel Washington as
where
a ghost haunting Bob Hoskins.
A racist Bob Hoskins from 1990, and you're just like, when did this happen? Like, it's one of those to me, where it's just like, in 20 years, people are going to look back and they're going to find this movie and go like, why didn't anybody tell me this existed?
An impossible trivia question.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I wish it all the best.
Yeah.
Together. The new trailer for Together. I've been hearing about this movie for a while because apparently it just like went huge on Sundance and I think other festivals, and like it was right around The Substance kind of hitting, and this is like everybody is sort of like, this is the next big one. This is like, and you see in the trailer they're like 100% of Rotten Tomatoes. This is Dave Franco and Alison Brie. I think they get physically stuck together.
Yeah, but are they fusing into a person ball? That looks radical, but like also terrifying.
Yeah, it's about a codependent couple who have some sort of event happen to them. And it seems more than that. It looks really fucking freaky.
Yeah. It's like rolling two different colors of Play-Doh together.
Yeah. Alison Brie is going all out too. She looks like she has a very physically demanding role where she's like having seizures or like hyperventilating and shit. It looks intense.
And Dave Franco has got that little half a MacGyver going on in the back, so he's doing his part. Like, that's some heavy lifting.
Yeah, he has to walk around with that hair.
Yeah, with that hair, yeah.
I feel like Alison Brie is an actress who picks good projects in general. Like, if she's in it, she's one of those that I'm like, okay, I'll go see it, because I tend to like her taste in projects that she picks.
Yes, she has really cool taste, I will say. This just like, this is such a mash of names too, like these two in a body horror movie. It's just such a weird combination of things. It's apparently listed as a comedy too, and I'm like, how?
No.
Is it more? Is it funny in the way that I'm gonna laugh because I'm uncomfortable? Is it that kind of laugh? Is it the oh holy shit laugh?
Well,
or are we going to get punchlines in this?
I mean, there's a little bit in the trailer where she's like, whiskey for pain. And he's like, what?
Yeah, that's true.
And she's separating them with a bread slicer.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, man. It's, it looks like it might be like Evil Dead kind of funny, maybe.
Yeah. It's
did
not
Dave
for everybody.
Franco direct this? Because he did the last thriller that not the last, it probably isn't the last thriller she was in, but a recent one she was in, what was it called? The Rental?
Yeah, this is the director's Michael Shanks.
Oh, okay.
Who has done like some shorts, a very small amount of things. So this is like I think his big debut.
Word.
And so yeah, I've been waiting for Dave Franco to direct again, which is a sentence I never thought I'd say. But like
unlikely sentence.
Right, but like The Rental was awesome.
Yeah.
That was
there's
great
some
film.
genuinely spooky shots and stuff in that.
Yeah.
Concepts.
Oh shit. Apparently he made a film after The Rental that I never watched called Somebody I Used to Know. It was a romance that was thrown on Amazon Prime. Once again, it's one of those streaming curses where it's like, it didn't even have a chance. And it starred Alison Brie. Oh, no shit.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
They're married, so what do you...
Yeah. When is this coming out? I think July?
June, I thought.
I do think it's a cool idea. Like, when we see romance in horror movies, it's kind of like always the same story. It's like a bad relationship. I think the idea of showing like a good relationship that is then like transformed by something horrific into like something scary is kind of a cool idea.
Yeah, I agree.
Love is like terrifying from all angles. There's no part of love that is like, I mean, there's parts of it that are nice, but like even like a really good relationship is still terrifying sometimes. So that's cool.
Yeah, and it's constant work.
Yeah. Well, and like just the terror of being known or whatever. I can see this being something about that.
Being that close and totally.
I like it when horror movies are about things that aren't grief and depression, which isn't to say that there aren't, like, there are plenty of very good horror movies that are about that. It's just that's the go-to, right? And so, like, when a horror movie is like about codependency or like something very, very specific like that, it's kind of delightful. Yeah, I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, and I like it when they don't. It doesn't always necessarily have to be a really huge idea or like a really societally impactful idea. It can just be like something like an interpersonal thing that most of us are familiar with.
Right.
Like,
I do like it when it's very specific. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a good horror movie premise I feel like can be written on like a piece of paper and handed to you. Like, and this is just person ball, and they're like, yeah, green light.
They should have called this person ball.
The sequel to Rollerball.
Yeah, together, folks. Watch the trailer. You're gonna know if you're the type of person who, like if you watch The Substance, if you like Cronenberg films, you'll like this. If those movies perhaps disgust you, maybe skip this.
If you got like a
maybe
hair
it's not
thing,
for
there's a shot of like two eyes tangling themselves together with their eyelashes.
Yeah, their eyelashes
it's pretty
tangling.
Sweet. Mm-hmm.
So I am very excited for Together. I might be more excited for this next one. I don't know. I could be equally excited for things. Highest to lowest. This is Spike Lee and Denzel at it again.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a heist.
I hope.
Am I throwing that in there? Did anybody else get a heist vibe?
I thought the trailer like gave us nothing, and I was like, wow, they're really just gonna sell this on like it's got Denzel Washington in it, and people will go. And then it was like, oh, also it's directed by Spike Lee, and I was like, oh, of course, tell me nothing. Like that's fine. We're all going to see it.
That's all I need.
It's a ransom. I looked
ransom.
It up.
Okay.
Yeah.
It felt like some crime was happening.
I love Inside Man. I love it.
It's a great movie.
There was a year of my life where I watched it almost once a week. And so I don't know, them doing a crime thing together again. Like it's
catnip for you, Dave.
I'm so excited for this.
Me too.
And what else have they done together? They did Malcolm X.
Got Game. Is that all? I felt like there's one other.
That can't be all.
Well, Inside Man, we were saying.
Inside Man. He's just Spike Lee is kind of like a such a silly statement because it's so obvious, but he's kind of like a Scorsese. And what I mean is that I don't think about him that much, and then he makes a movie and I go, man, he's really, really good. Like, he's just so good at making movies. I don't think I've ever there hasn't been a single Spike Lee movie that hasn't like wowed me in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know. So again, it's the world's most obvious statement, I guess.
Yeah, but it's such a compliment. I mean, every director has a couple stinkers in there, but Spike Lee just like doesn't make boring movies.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I've ever
none of the
watched.
ones I've seen. Yeah,
I'm trying. I don't think I've ever watched one of his movies that I didn't like. I haven't seen all his movies, but the ones I have. Oh wait, nope. I know it. Can anybody guess what the stinker is? I know what the stinker is. Sorry
Old
to
Boy.
Spike Lee. Yep, there you go.
Oh,
I forgot about it. I forgot he made that. That's another, like, Inside Man's a weird one, but it's a great movie. That's another weird one that's just like, why'd you do this one?
Yeah, Inside Man I like because it almost is him being like, I'm going to just do something fun. Old Boy, it feels like Spike Lee woke up and he was hungover and he's like, did I remake Old Boy? Like, why did I do that?
Oh, I got so drunk last night that I remade Old Boy.
Right.
Me and Josh Brolin were hanging out, and then I don't remember anything else.
I'm now
Apparently, we
realizing
remade Old Boy.
apparently Elizabeth Olsen's in that?
She sure is, Dave.
Holy shit. I saw it once, and that was enough. I wonder if it's like the rumored Psycho remake where Spike Lee was like, okay, someone is going to remake this. I'll do it to just get it out of the way. I don't know. It was
I don't know.
what a useless remake.
I know. It's odd choice. It's like they keep threatening to do an American remake of The Raid. It's like, what
Yeah,
what are
why?
you doing? Why?
Why?
Who are you going to put in it? Mark Wahlberg? Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
stop
probably,
it.
yeah.
Stop it. Yeah.
It's always Mark Wahlberg these days.
It always, yeah. Oh, man. So highest to lowest. They don't give us much. It's just a Denzel speech, a Denzel is hell speech.
Sorry,
Yeah, and
I'm
that's
still
pretty much
thinking
it.
about Old Boy, and I just realized there is one casting you would do to make me want an Old Boy remake. Tom Cruise.
As Old Boy?
Tom Cruise as Old Boy. That would have been nuts. Because I think that's the secret of, I don't want to say too much about Old Boy if people haven't seen it, but the secret is you think you're watching one type of film and then you're not. And so, like, if they made it like a Tom Cruise action where you're like, oh, this is fun, and then they just slam you at the ending, that would have been
I can see the ending, too. It'd be like,
Yeah.
We just did Minority Report on Spielboys, and the scene where he finds Crow in the apartment feels like that might be the end of Old Boy.
Yes. Yeah. Where it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
American audiences would not recover. Like if your mom who's like, I love Mission Impossible, is
Yeah.
gonna go see Old Boy. That would, yeah.
That would be-
Did you see, that reminds me of the Speak No Evil remake. Have you guys seen the remake or the original?
No, I saw the trailer that gave everything away, though.
Yeah, the American remake is very much what Lydia just said. It's like American audiences would not recover from the ending, the actual ending of the movie. So they
Right.
changed it quite dramatically.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, they chickened out.
Yep. All right.
It'd be like if Old Boy kicked the guy out of the window in their showdown.
And
that
they're
was
like,
it.
he won.
Yeah, he won. He was the oldest boy.
That's the Tom Cruise Old Boy for
Yeah,
sure.
that's the Tom Cruise Old Boy for sure.
Yeah. I gotta watch Old Boy again. I love Old Boy. I miss there was a
Old
few
Boy's
years
tough.
where it was like a prank. You could show it to your friend
Oh yeah.
and go like, yeah, let's watch Old Boy. You're gonna have a blast. And by the end, they're like, why did you do that to me?
It's a
And
dark
like
prank,
I did it
yeah.
for me.
It's a dark
Yeah.
prank.
Yeah, it's like the darkest Rickroll you can do.
Yeah.
Even Rick Astley stops. Never gonna. He just can't finish because he sees it's the ending of Old Boy.
Shall we talk about Motorheads?
Sure.
Which is, I guess, a TV show.
Teen
That was
Fast, Teen Furious.
Yes.
That's all I wrote. That's it.
Fast and
That's
Furious Camp Cretaceous.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a
No, yeah.
young adult, grittier. I want to call it kind of grittier Fast and Furious with Ryan Phillippe.
Ryan
feels-
Phillippe is their dad, right? He's
Yes.
yeah,
But
he's their undercover dad.
I do have to appreciate something about Ryan Phillippe in this, which is that he's still cool. I really appreciate he's like our age. He's probably older than us.
He's older than us, yeah.
And I just like that this trailer usually, like, you know what usually happens, right? Where people like that we know from our teen years are now in like, you know, the remake, and they play like the dad, and they're like hamming up that they're not cool anymore.
They're not cool
like
anymore,
suburban.
yeah.
This one, they're like, no, it's still Ryan Phillippe. He's still hot and cool, and he's going to be hot and cool at 50.
Yeah,
Hot,
it's like
cool dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like this the MacGruber series. It's like, oh yeah, he's still cool.
Yeah.
Middle-aged
and
cool guy.
This just looks like in 20 years they're gonna be doing Motorhead X in space or whatever.
Yeah,
like it's just
it's orphans moving to a new city and getting into street racing. It looks like.
yeah, it's Fast and Furious.
Yeah,
I guess it's more Tokyo Drift.
yeah. It feels very Tokyo Drift specifically for sure. There's this line they keep repeating though that was driving me crazy. It was like,
oh
there's
god,
two
I know
kinds
exactly what you're gonna say. There's two kinds of people.
You go.
Either people who hit the gas or people who hit the brake, which is ridiculous on so many levels.
On its face, it's like the worst piece of advice.
And they say it like
repeat
3 times in the trailer. Like, this is the thesis of the show. You're either a person who hits the gas or a person who hits the brakes. And it's like, I hate all of there's only 2 kinds of people. No, there's not. There's many kinds of people.
You do both, you dumbass.
Yeah.
Literally, that's how you drive. If you never hit the brake, you're gonna die.
Only the 2.
It's not speed. Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, life is speed.
Yeah. You're either Speed or the lady who falls out of the bus in Speed. There's 2 kinds of people in this world.
Just the 2.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know. It made me sad to think that people looked at Fast and the Furious and was like, we need that for young people now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I thought that was for young people.
It was,
that's
but that
same.
was 2001, Dave.
Yeah, it's
been
for
20 years.
fucking it's for barbecue dads now. That's man.
Vin Diesel's
Oh, well.
pushing 60.
Damn right he
Oh
is.
my god, is he?
Yes.
He's
He was-
forever 40 in my brain.
He is kind of 40, isn't he? Like he's always been 40.
Yes.
Yeah. I hope
Yeah,
he's
it's
in
like
this.
that's when the vampire attacked him.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about Paradise Records. This is written and directed by Logic, which I don't know much about Logic.
Same.
Is that him in this too?
Yes, it is. I looked it up because I was like, is this like a movie by a YouTuber or something? Like, how are there so many famous people in this? But I've never heard of this guy, but it seems like the way they're shooting it and stuff, I'm supposed to be impressed by like who he is. So I had to Google it, and that is him in the movie.
Right, yeah. So it's written, directed, and starred in by Logic.
Yeah, it looks like Logic's High Fidelity.
Yes, and
It looks sweet, is what I'm saying.
right, that's the surprise, because when you tell if an artist writes, directs, and stars in something, I assume it's like whatever that J-Lo Fantasia was, where it's like, you know, it's like some sort of very big like ego trip. And this feels like it's more about Logic lamenting a specific era of movies and just existence that's like you said, High Fidelity or like Empire Records, where it's like the hangout stoner film. It specifically has, it appears to have Jay and Silent Bob, the characters, not Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith, but Jay and Silent Bob. So I guess it exists in the Jay and Silent Bob universe. Ron Perlman apparently is in this. Phil Lamar shows up.
Yeah, that's him in the end.
They had like a huge list of everyone that was in it at the end, and I was like, okay, this guy knows everyone in Hollywood apparently. Like, it made me feel very old that I don't know who he is, but congratulations to him. Looks like a fun movie.
Right, there was like a chain email that was like, Logic's making a movie, everybody. We gotta jump in this.
Yeah, I felt quite old, yeah. It's a real Matt Damon meme, but also, this movie looks sweet, yeah.
Because
totally into it.
See, I guess I felt old in the sense that I'm like, this is pandering to us. It's pandering to us olds who are like, remember these types of movies where it would just be a day in the life of a record store, and there'd be like the lovable stoners who are always there and the employees, and like, it's that. They're on the roof at one point. They're like...
Yeah. No, it was like High Fidelity was like a super important movie to me, which is not great now looking back at it. But yeah, that's like definitely it's 25. It's literally 25 years old now. So yeah, that's like watching this trailer is like, oh man. Oh, that was a long time ago.
Everybody has, I think, a moment where you realize that movies can just be people hanging out for a day and just saying funny shit. Because, like, I think there were always those high concept movies, right? You look at a movie like Airheads, where it's like, it's not just about metalheads hanging out, right? It's like this big grand thing. And a lot of even stoner movies were that. Whereas, like, Clerks didn't start it, but like that era where it was like, what if we just hung out? And it just rested on the funny dialogue. And like, you'd have that moment because especially if you thought about making movies, you're like, well, I could do that. I could film something like that, you know, like it's so accessible all of a sudden too.
I mean, American Graffiti is kind of that too.
American Graffiti. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, you know, like just a moment in time or just a slice of life thing. Those kinds of movies have always appealed to me as well, for sure.
Right. And this is basically just Empire Records.
Just a time capsule. Yeah.
Yeah, the plot is a record store owner needs to save the record store.
Right, he's trying to save his record store, yeah.
I think that's like the most classic 80s movie plot. X person needs to save X dying business, or, you know, save the rec center is like kind of the default.
Right. Yeah, every ski comedy.
Yeah.
It's sad
I think every record store movie is about saving the record store.
There's never one that's like, the record store is thriving.
It's doing well. It's doing real well.
It's funny, though, because, like, it was in an era where it was possible to save the record store. Like, now it's just like a tsunami. It's just like, no, like, I want to see one done in, like, 2009, and it's done just like the
a
2012 movie. Yeah, where it's like, there's no saving this.
No.
It's over. Yeah, I'm excited for this.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, all congrats to Logic for getting it made, because that's not easy.
No, movies are hard.
Yeah. Like, especially something like this, it's like clearly a passion project for this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on you, Logic. A man I don't know anything about.
You produce music. I Googled that.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is ballsy to name yourself Logic.
Yeah.
It is. It also makes you hard to Google.
Yeah, you're right. All right. Well, we're in the real indie territory. This is similar plot, actually. Everything's going to be great. This is I would call it a semi-twee. This is like on the line of twee.
I was so excited to rush into the notes and type this because I think like one or two Hypecasts ago we'd been talking about actors who need to be twee, and I think Bryan Cranston was one of them.
Has he not been in a Wes Anderson? I feel like he has been, or is going to be.
He has to have been in a Wes Anderson.
I don't think so, but maybe. I haven't seen the last couple of Wes Andersons.
I thought he was.
This looks very Wes Anderson-y, and he fits into it so well.
Yes, this is.
Yeah, it looks like Wes Anderson directed Little Miss Sunshine.
This reminds me a lot about. Did anybody watch Theater Camp?
Yes,
No,
I did.
no,
I
no.
loved theater camp.
I loved theater camp. And I've mentioned this before. I went to a performance art, like a theater school, a high school, and theater camp was like, yep, that was it. And this has that vibe too, because it's about a family who owns a theater, it looks like, and they move to a new town, and like they're like trying to make the theater work, basically. And it has that vibe that theater camp had, which was people who went to theater camp making fun of people who went to theater camp, where it feels like it's out of love, you know what I mean? Which is like making fun of silly theater people from the inside perspective.
Yeah, like very specific, but still able to be enjoyed by everyone, but you're watching it and you're like, oh yeah, that's totally a real person they're basing this off of.
Yeah.
Someone said that to them.
It is from, let's see, the writer of I, Tonya.
Oh.
Man,
So
I
that's
love
kinda
I,
cool.
Tonya so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
It's from the director of Tetris, which I did not see. But
It's because it's on Apple.
Yeah.
Who would... I can never... Why? Why did they make that movie?
Apparently, it's not bad.
Really?
yeah, I heard it's
I'll
good.
never know because it's hidden away on Apple.
Yeah.
He also did a movie called Filth. Remember Filth?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wasn't that like written by the guy who wrote Train Spotting or something? It was related to Train Spotting.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
So I'm going to say yes.
A very eclectic filmography this man has.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real madman. Real tough to pin
Yeah.
down.
Filth.
Yeah.
Tetris. Okay. No.
I like dirt and blocks. Spatial reasoning.
This also has
mud.
Allison Janney in it, who is
Oh, hell yeah.
just
Yeah.
the greatest in anything she's in. So,
Mhm.
I mean, it's Allison Janney and Bryan Cranston doing like bits together.
Yeah,
And
he's
that's kind of a
Cranston has a
delight.
mustache like a Muppeteer.
Yeah, he sure does.
Hey.
Also, yes, Cranston was in Asteroid City.
Okay,
For the
I
record.
was going to
Yeah.
guess. It felt like that would be the one.
Yeah.
It's inevitable that he's been in at least one.
Yeah, he does have Wes Anderson face. As much of a Walter White as he is. He was also
Yeah.
a Hal from Malcolm in the Middle.
I was gonna say, like, his first two things, you just kind of he reeks of like theater guy, just based off playing Hal and then Walter White. Just those two together felt like it's like a reel, right? Where it's like,
Right, he's just an actor.
I could be, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Just give him whatever.
He seems like a guy who, if you hung out with him, would be a lot. You know what I mean?
Like, you're right. Like talking about leather and like
Yeah.
sandalwood.
He'd like climb a tree, you know?
Oh,
Like
yes.
he's like a manic pixie dream guy. Like he has that. Like he'd show up in a scooter and like
No, he
want to
rides a
take you on an
motorcycle.
adventure.
I don't know if you should slander him like that. Don't say he'd show up on a scooter. That's taking it too far. He would
He-
definitely climb a tree. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he specifically rides motorcycles.
Yeah,
So
see?
he'd pull up on his motorcycle,
On his
then-
motorcycle.
climb a tree.
And then climb the tree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Like he's got improv class vibes.
Oh yeah.
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 he
Which,
was
again,
he was in an
nothing against him.
acapella group at some
Yes!
point in his life.
Yeah.
He has acapella face.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which is perfect for this movie. It just looks like somebody wrote this role for him and Allison Janney, probably.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Is that little kid young Sheldon?
Oh, it
No.
probably
He's
is.
got young Sheldon face.
No, young Sheldon's 45 now, Tom.
yeah, he's
Oh,
a
it's not
full
young.
adult man.
Man, they better end the series then.
Yeah.
It's over.
Oh, good.
It ended last
Oh.
year.
So
Oh,
that young man
smart.
was in
Smart.
the Haunting of Bly Manor. He probably played the kid in that, I assume, because he is
Oh,
also
yep.
a kid.
Oh, the
Yep.
kid in that was good. Super creepy.
He was.
He
Yeah,
was
that's
also
true.
apparently the voice of Pinocchio in the Tom Hanks Pinocchio. So this kid's eating. He's eating good.
There was a Tom Hanks. Oh, that's
That's
right.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, that was a Disney Plus one, right? Fucking forgot all about
2022,
that
baby.
one. Holy
Tom Hanks
cow.
is Geppetto.
That's not the Guillermo del Toro.
No, totally different. This was the Disney remake.
They made
God.
so many Pinocchios.
My
We've had a
fucking
wealth
God,
of
I
Pinocchios
forgot
recently.
about that.
We're so rich in Pinocchios.
They will keep making
And Disney
Pinocchios.
remakes. My goodness.
They probably love that the, moral of Pinocchio is like, little kids don't lie. You'll end up, whatever, dead like Pinocchio.
Turn into a donkey
Yeah.
and eaten by a sea monster.
Yeah.
The
They
fuck?
like it because it's threatening to children.
Right. It's so threatening to children.
It is.
It's like, be good or else.
You're gonna get kidnapped by a crime fox who's gonna sell you to a circus maniac.
You little shit. That's like, parents love Pinocchio. They're like, sit down and watch Pinocchio and learn something.
Then a fucking human trafficker is gonna take you to a perv circus. Oh my god.
What a classic.
Yeah. Because he ditched
we have-
school one day. Once.
Yep.
His first day as a human boy.
That's all it takes. And then you're
Yeah.
on meth and you're sold to the pervert circus.
Yep.
He really beefs it in his first day as a human.
He fucks it all up, man.
Yeah.
That blue fairy should have come back and just ripped the life right back out of him. Like Shang Tsung.
Just give Geppetto another log and say, start again.
Yeah. Try again, old man.
You made a bad one. Let's talk about The Ritual, because this movie...
Could be anything with that title.
Yes, this movie could be literally anything with that title, but it is a exorcism movie, and like all exorcism movies, it's based off of a true story. It's the version. It's apparently based
The
off
version
this-
you haven't seen, yeah.
The version you haven't seen. There's been like 3 exorcism stories in
Too
real
many.
life, and every movie is based off of them.
Yes.
And every single one of them is just the story of a priest abusing someone with a disability. Like that's every
I was raised in the Catholic Church, and I hate exorcism movies because I feel like every single story of an exorcism is just, this is a young girl who wasn't acting the way we wanted her to, and she's dead now. End of story. I'm like, that's terrible. The scary part of exorcisms is if you're the girl and you're watching your family like go insane because you listen to a rock and roll record or something.
It's the witch.
I've said this before, but someone needs to make an exorcism movie that's that. About the perspective of a girl who just has like seizures, just has to get away from this priest who's fucking convinced she's possessed. Like, I want that version.
That's way scarier too than the devil crap.
Oh yeah. You kind of do like a version of 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah. Or what if a demon possessed Russell Crowe? Remember that movie? Remember The Exorcism?
On the set of a movie about an exorcism.
I really appreciate how that movie was like, thought of something a demon. It's weird that demons keep being like teenage girl. And it's like, no, do like go into the body of like a weightlifter.
Yeah,
like, go
I
into
said
the
this
body.
exact thing yesterday to my husband. I was like, why is it always girls? Don't they want a big, strong man? Don't they want a big, strong man who can do crimes?
Or split the difference and do Russell Crowe. And just be like, how freaky is this? Russell Crowe flipping around, climbing on the fucking walls. That's not something his body was ever meant to do.
Yeah, like demons aren't interested in anyone with political power or, a big face like an actor. No, it's just some random teenage girl. That's who they like.
Yeah. All that said, these are a dime a dozen. This is called The Ritual, not to be confused with The Rite. There's so many of these, and this movie at least knew that, and they're like, how do we stand out? Starring Al Pacino and Dan Stevens. And I'm like, well...
It's a pretty huge offer.
Yeah. Just doing voices at each other.
The trailer, to be clear, the trailer looks bad. This looks like every single exorcism film that I have seen over the past 20 years.
But it's Al Pacino and Dan Stevens.
I'm not going to enjoy it, but it's Al Pacino and Dan Stevens in dueling voices.
And why haven't we made 30 movies that's Al Pacino and Dan Stevens? And every movie starts the same way, with each actor just reaching to a hat and picking out an accent.
I want to make it like a weekly improv show where they just pull an accent out of a hat.
Oh my God. I want a prank show with Al Pacino and Dan Stevens where they prank people on the street who instantly can tell that it's Al Pacino and Dan Stevens wearing like fake beards. Like they never successfully prank anybody.
Greenlit.
Yeah.
All the best TV shows take a minute to explain.
Exactly.
98 seconds.
Even
like,
this trailer.
No, you don't get it. They all know it's Dan Stevens immediately.
Like, why would anybody watch this? Not anybody. Me specifically.
Yeah.
This is for me.
No, I think it has broad appeal. I think you're underestimating.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I know funny.
Oh. But yeah,
So,
Al
yeah.
Pacino's at that age where he's like, I guess I'll play an exorcist. Like
Yeah,
he's
he's
at
80.
exorcist age. Yeah. Although in like 10 more years, he's going to have to make more kids movies for his new child when she gets
God.
older. But
He's
yeah.
recording them all
When
now.
he's 90.
Yeah.
He's creating Simone for real now. He's Simoning himself. So
I just
do it so I can be in movies with my kids.
I was really bothered in this trailer. They have Dan Stevens say like she probably has a medical condition.
Right.
Yes! And then they're like, no, they do that in every one, though. They're always like, oh, what if it's not a demon? And then something spooky and supernatural happens. And they're like, no, it's definitely a demon.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Right.
It's a demon.
It feels like someone
Well.
mentions in production like, isn't this fucked up that we're basing off a story of like a girl with a medical condition? They're like, well, just have one of the characters say it and then we're good.
No, that's fine. We cover
Yeah.
our bases. It's have you guys ever read or seen The Crucible?
No.
It's like the only movie like this or possession movie that actually has a I guess that where that actually matters, because there's like kind of like a Ghostbuster character type minister who comes in because of all of like the supposed possessions, and after like a little bit he's like, this is just there's no fucking possession here, this is just madness, like what are you guys doing?
Huh.
See, that's cooler. That's so much cooler.
Yeah, but like it's the hysteria is so much that it's gotten so far that they don't even listen to him anymore. Like they don't even listen to him. They just want to hang people. Anyway,
I just looked
this
up.
is not that movie.
So like again, I'll have to see this for Al Pacino and Dan Stevens. I did just look up other things Dan Stevens is up to. He's in an Adam Wingard film named Onslaught, where he plays, quote, German scientist. And I'm like,
Hell
yep,
yeah.
that is some prime Dan Stevens right there. Oh,
He
it's
just
perfect.
played a German scientist in Cuckoo.
Yeah, he can keep playing him.
Yeah, it's a bag he can keep reaching into.
Oh yeah.
That's all he does now.
Yeah. He's just
have-
mad doctors.
Have people watched Godzilla X Kong yet?
Not yet.
He makes that movie. He's larger than either of the fucking title characters. He is an Australian in that, and boy is he. He plays a kaiju vet,
Oh my god.
and it's just like they just let him loose. It's so good.
He outdoes the vampire in Abigail.
He does.
He's kind of like a reverse Alison Brie. I think he's a good actor who picks not the best projects all the time. Where you're like, why that one, Dan Stevens?
See, Dave and I think the exact opposite, because we feel like there's
Well, I think
always
he's a good actor.
There's always, well, yeah, not the exact opposite, but like there always seems to be like some like fucked up weird twist or just crazy ass thing that like it feels like we can always peg like, oh, this is why he's in it.
Yeah, I mean, he's a Nicolas Cage, I would argue.
Okay.
Which is that he
Kinda,
refuses
yeah.
to say no. He will
Yeah.
he is down for anything.
I think it's specifically movies, it seems anyway, like when he does genre movies anyway, it's stuff that's like where he gets to be really over the top.
I just looked up the first thing he's ever been in, and I didn't know this existed. His first thing ever was the 2004 TV miniseries Frankenstein. He's in it. So is Donald Sutherland. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to sit down and watch all of this.
Yeah, if we're gonna have to
Whatever
track
this
that
is.
down.
Yeah, that is interesting. Who does he play? Is he like Dr. Frankenstein?
No, sadly he is not.
Yeah, probably
William Hurt's
Sutherland.
there. It looks like weird and gritty. It looks like a gritty Frankenstein or something.
Is
Luke
Frankenstein
Goss?
not gritty?
Alec Newman is Victor Frankenstein. Luke Goss is the creature. So do with that what you will.
I feel like we moved on from those two.
Yeah, I don't know these people.
Yep, nothing. I got nothing when you said
I don't know
this
these
name.
guys.
It's a wasteland in my mind right now.
Yeah, what a
Yeah,
weird
they didn't know they had Dan
IMDb.
Stevens.
He got a weird start. He did Frankenstein and Dracula and then Miss Marple.
Yeah.
Right, yes, I've seen that one, actually. I've seen that one. And then Downton Abbey, right? Isn't he Downton Abbey?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Is
was
he like,
great on Downton Abbey.
I mean, he's hot weirdo, right? So
Yes.
they're like, it's probably like, all right, you either need to play a ghoul or you need to be like the cute romantic interest in a British comedy. Like it's one or the other.
Right. And it seems like he goes 70-30 ghoul.
Right, which is why he was perfect as the Beast in Beauty of the Beast. Where they're
Yeah,
like, can't
that's
he
the
be
perfect
both?
role.
Yeah.
Fuck, I forgot that was him.
Yeah. Dan Stevens, man, he's living the dream. He's living like a genie wish. He's just doing it all.
Yeah, whatever he wants.
Again, he never says no, and I love him for it.
And it manages to work out.
Well,
Yes.
he's one of those actors like Daniel Radcliffe that probably has all the money he needs from Downton Abbey. So
Right.
now he can be a ghoul. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
That's another guy. Love his choices.
Yeah.
Oh, Daniel Radcliffe, yeah.
Always
and
good
Elijah
choices.
Wood, both those guys.
Yes.
Yeah, pure nihilism.
Yeah. Because like you said, they've made all their money, so now they're just like, fuck it.
But again,
Let's
all right,
be
so
freaks.
I've already mentioned this on Hypecast, but one of Dan Stevens' upcoming things is the Among Us series.
Oh, hell yeah.
He
of
plays
course.
Blue.
Of course
Yeah,
he does.
yeah, and so it's just along. He's there with
Fucking
Wayne
replace
Knight
Justin
and Pat
Roiland
Oswald.
on Solar Opposites.
Yeah,
His
he is
career
down.
is madness.
Yeah, he literally. It's just. I feel like to get Dan Stevens in something, you just have to get his phone number or email address, and just have to be the first person to approach him that year.
Right,
and
you
he'll
just
say
have to
like, "Yeah,
run
I'll
into
slot you in."
him. Yeah. You have to see him with your eyes.
Yeah, incredible, incredible man.
Should we move on?
Yeah, we have some more producers to thank.
I feel like Pacino kind of hit that level too. Sorry.
Oh yeah. All right. More people to thank. Big thank you to Burrito, the skankiest slut in town. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to buy Jason Pargin's highly controversial new book, I'm Starting to Worry About This Black Box of Doom, out now.
Thank you.
Thank you to Chester's Prophet.
Thank you.
Thank you to Christopher Robert Sparks Esquire.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Dan Hackroyd.
Thank you.
Thank you to Dave. I've escaped your hellhole country until June. Rough. June's
Thank
coming
you.
up, Dave.
Yeah, I
Thank
know.
you to David. Knife
Boot.
Boot Henson. Thank you to Deborah's awesome. Barbara's great and cancer can go to hell.
Thank you.
Thank you to Dr. Slaphammer.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Driftless. Thinks he can dance like Parishnikov up Mount Everest. Can't we all?
Who can't?
Thank you to Exploding Runes.
Thank you. All right, let me swoop in here. Thank you to Funky J. Mostly comes out at night. Mostly.
Thank you.
Thank you to Heathcliff's Helping Handfuls.
Thank you.
Thank you to Highlander likes the way Tom says pretty sweet.
Thank you.
Thank you to Ombre.
Thank you.
Thank you to Impossible Worlds. We have your Swaim and will release him for the cost of your subscription.
Thank you.
Thank you to Joe Man, the annoying skeleton.
Thank you.
Thank you to Lieutenant Frank Drebin, Police Squad.
Thank you.
Thank you to Luke Baum on a podcast.
Thanks.
Thank you to Mackenzie, fuck shuffling with Willem Dafoe's confusingly large dick, chill.
Thank you.
And thank you to Mike the Lurker.
Thank you. All right. We got news stories. This one, okay. So apparently they're making a Roadhouse sequel with Jake
Of course.
Gyllenhaal. And it's
Best
directed
news. Best news I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Hell
it's directed
yeah.
by Guy
Hell yeah.
Ritchie.
Yes. All
And
of
what's-
this.
In my head, I had a funny little like journey where I was like, well, give the first director a shot. Give that up and coming director. Then I remembered who
Doug
it was.
Liman.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, he probably said, no, I'm good.
Well, right. Remember they had a big dispute, like a public dispute over the release of it, him and Amazon.
Oh, right.
Mhm.
But also he's fine. One of his next movies is titled Untitled Tom Cruise SpaceX Project. So I think he's good. I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
But yeah, Guy Ritchie is kind of a perfect person for the next one.
Yeah. I'm pretty stoked for this. I loved the other one. I've watched it so many times.
It's a magical film. Lydia, by your tone, I assume you've seen.
Oh yeah, I fucking love Roadhouse, and I don't normally watch like a ton of action movies, but you know you can't work at 1-800 Hot Dog and not watch Roadhouse. Like
right,
they hyped it up so much that I was like, God, these guys won't shut up about Roadhouse. I got to see this, and it was as promised, incredible. Yeah. And I've never seen a Guy Ritchie movie, I don't think, but I know that he's the perfect director for the
Really?
sequel.
Wow, he's got some good ones.
Yeah, I'm just not a huge action movie person. Like, it's gotta be kind of funny, and that I don't think is his thing. Isn't he kind of more dark and gritty?
No, more recently he is, but gosh, no, like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, and Snatch. Like, those are all like crime comedies. They're like caper comedies.
Okay, I love
they're a little dark because characters do die, but they're mostly funny.
Okay, no, I like when it's like Smoking Aces and stuff like that. Like,
it is very Smoking Aces. Yes, Smoking Aces is very copying Guy Ritchie.
Yes, yes.
Apparently, I only like Guy Ritchie knockoffs.
Smoking Aces is great. Fucking Chris Pine is out of control in that movie.
Yes, but I'm sure it'll be great.
Well, here's only one thing, and this is weird to say about an action film, but I do have to note it has a new writer. This one.
Ooh, don't like that.
I just have to note that the Gyllenhaal 2024 one was written by the writer of The Nice Guys, which probably explains
among others, but
yeah,
amongst others, yeah.
Yeah.
This one is the writer of Beverly Hills Cop Axel F and Bad Boys Ride or Die. I really liked Ride or Die, so
I haven't watched those yet, but I'm very excited for both of them.
Yes. Oh, you haven't watched Ride or Die?
No, I've not watched either of them yet, which is ridiculous because they're both on Netflix. It's just,
yeah,
I have a baby, and we have to watch stuff all the time. So it's like,
I think your baby would love Ride or Die.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it on. Yeah, we watched The Beekeeper a lot when she was very much younger.
Yeah,
when we first brought her home.
But Roadhouse, it was beautifully directed, and it had the action was awesome, but there was a certain magic.
It was pretty funny
in the writing, that I hope they're able to capture again.
I'm so not shocked to find out that the writer is the same person that wrote The Nice Guys, because I loved that too.
Yeah, that movie is delightful. I don't know. I mean, more Roadhouse is good.
Yeah,
it's good for America. It's like you can't have too much Roadhouse.
It's good for the spirit.
Yeah, it's like My Chicken Soup. It's My Chicken Soup for the soul is Roadhouse too.
Yeah. Other things we're getting more of is apparently we're getting at least a sequel and a possible trilogy to 10 Things I Hate About You.
I would like to dispute this. Reading that article, you guys are both writers. Do you know, you're familiar with what it sounds like when a writer has nothing, but they're trying to make it sound like they have something really hard? And I feel like this woman's just like, she has nothing. She's like, I have titles, and it would be cool if Julia Stiles was in it.
I mean, that is how some projects start, is there... maybe they're just like, listen, I get an article or two out there, and then and then we'll get a fucking movie going,
It's like sort of like the Independence Day sequel. It was almost like a dare.
Yeah,
like it was like Roland Emmerich kept going a little bit further. It's like, is nobody going to stop me? Is nobody going to stop me? And then they finally stopped him from making 2 sequels. They just let him make 1. He just kept like going. It's like, is somebody going to? I guess this is happening.
I do have to note something about this director-writer. They made a movie in 2014 called 10 Things I Hate About Life. So they already made one of these. And I guess that one didn't, take off.
Didn't reignite the franchise.
Like how they keep making these. They're like 10 things. This one is 10 things I hate about dating, and 10 things I hate about marriage, and 10 things I hate about kids. So they want to do like a Look Who's Talking format, right?
Parenthood where you just thing, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds so terrible to me, because the original is based on Taming of the Shrew, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the framework for it is Shakespeare. And I don't know if this writer has the chops to make a good framework for a movie. I worry about they should do more Shakespeare stuff or something. Yeah. If you're going to follow the format, instead of just doing a random rom-com, like really what made that fun was the modern interpretation of Shakespeare part of it, I feel like. And it sounds like she's just ditching that, and she's like, I'm gonna do a zany datey comedy or whatever.
Right. It sounds like a person badly misunderstanding their success.
Yes.
Like, it's
10 Things I Have About You has like a following, right? People like it.
No, it's
absolutely.
it's a great movie.
I love them. I mean, it's Heath Ledger's first movie. It's really hard to. Is it not? I thought it was.
No, I don't care for that movie, and I was surprised to learn how many people like that movie.
Really?
Oh, I love it.
I think it's pretty good. Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch it again, but her poem is terrible.
Well, yeah.
Terrible.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It's a comedy, Dave.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
That shit was deep in 1999 when you saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, to a 14-year-old girl, that was like, oh my god.
To a 16-year-old boy, I saw that and was like, man, that's real. That's real.
She's bearing her soul, you guys.
She's bearing her soul, dude. That's real. You shouldn't have hurt her like that, Heath. You shouldn't have hurt her like that. Your charming Australian accent won't get you out of this one.
Is that his first, by the way? Did we confirm?
Maybe.
It feels like his first.
I saw like a producer of that movie talking about him the other day, like casting him, and it was the most stereotypical story. He was like, he walked in, and I was like, I've never wanted to have sex with a man before, but I wanted to have sex with that man, so I hired him. And he acted like it was his first movie.
All right.
It's a hell of a reference.
Yeah.
I wish every director said that. Like Nolan years later is also saying that.
It's what my guidance counselor sent to my colleges. It's my cover letter.
This final story is about Netflix changing their fucking UI.
It looks like a nightmare.
Yeah, they're going for vertical feeds, which this is very funny because if people keep up with Red Letter Media, they literally made a parody video called Vertical about like how movies are now gonna slowly just more and more, quibby out. Like there's all these we're getting all these dystopian stories about like now there's an AI that you can watch movies in theaters with, and they're trying to chicken jockey everything. They're like, how can we make movies more like not movies, right?
Yeah, they're trying to hijack and harness, I guess is right, the TikTok format, so that they're like basically designing things to be shared on TikTok.
Right. It's what if movies weren't something else?
Yeah. Because they're struggling to figure out how they can keep making money off of this.
Yeah, it's like you make it a burger shop and you're like, but what if we were something?
Right. What if we sold furniture?
Yeah. It's just like, I guess, yes, you might make like Netflix, and they're also trying to be more of like a streaming. Like they have Netflix games now, which sadly I had to use because I wanted to play the new Monument Valley, but I think they're going to probably compete with Twitch down the line, right? They're just like, what if we're just a streaming channel? And for Netflix specifically, I'm kind of like, sure, Netflix.
Yeah,
like, I don't
they
know
can
anymore.
try. Best of luck to you, Netflix.
I want to contrast this with another rumor that's been going around. I call it a rumor only because I've only seen it on a few web pages that aren't major web pages. I've seen it on social media that is HBO Max is doing the opposite. They're like, there's a rumor that they're purging their like reality shows and they're gonna go back to being like HBO again. And I think that would be interesting.
That's such a 360 from what they've been doing this last year or two.
I take it with a grain of salt.
They paid David Zaslav $250 million to delete all this shit, and then they're just gonna fucking undo everything he did.
I would still take it with a grain of salt, but like I could see. I mean, it would be like. I can see them after stuff like The Last of Us, where they're starting to realize, like, yeah, when we put out like just a good show, a lot of people watch it. And otherwise, because the thing about reality TV is like it's niche, right? Is most people look at reality TV as something to just be on, right? And so everybody has like their specific comfort things, but no one like finds it. The only other like it's that or people who are making a podcast about Bigfoot hunters. Like there's very few reasons to just like pop on a reality TV show out of the blue on streaming. People seek stuff out on streaming is my point. And I feel like reality TV and game shows are kind of like it's on in a hotel room, you know?
Yeah, it was, it's one of the many mistakes they made. It was like, oh, well, this stuff is cheap to produce. It's like, yeah. Everything you just said.
No one's gonna watch it. Yeah. I think the only reason people watch it is for the communal experience of like a small group of friends all watching something that's like totally insane, like MILF Manor or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's never gonna be something like Last of Us where everyone is talking about it.
Right. I don't want to give them any ideas.
Sorry.
Oh, I don't want to give them any ideas, but there's a webpage called My 90s TV that also has a 70s and 80s version and 2000s version where you can literally just simulate channel surfing, where you just you just say like, do you want to watch movies or game shows or what? And then you just put it on, I think it taps from YouTube and it just plays stuff. And honestly, Netflix or HBO, if they wanted to utilize reality TV in this stuff, do that. Literally do you want to watch just what year do you want to watch TV from? Okay, here it is with ads.
Disney's doing that with some of its stuff. Like you can just stream an endless Simpsons broadcast.
Right. And it's like, honestly, that's how people ingest that stuff. So
there are all these YouTube shows where it's someone like explaining like a movie for 3 hours or something.
Right.
And people don't actually watch that. They just put it on in the background while they do other things. And that's become like a huge money-making entertainment genre now of like making background noise.
Oh, I love background noise. Yeah. I mean, I've loved that since forever, right? Is you like since computers, I would put on, TV and just stick around on the computer and do other things while the TV's on. Everybody does that, right? It's like the radio. So, like, I don't know, that can be something that these streaming shows can simulate. They just have to realize that certain shows are kind of built for that, right?
Yeah, I think so. And it's definitely not reality TV.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Like, I think that's, like, why, what I was going to say is, like the completely wrong lesson that they all took from the success of Tiger King at the beginning of the lockdown and pandemic.
Right.
Like, so they greenlit like 2 different projects on it, and then a bunch of other like docs and reality type series similar to that, like going all in on this sort of cheap nonfiction content. That it's now like we were saying earlier with like the blockbusters that are just kind of getting slopped out on Amazon. Like they're slopping out these shows now too because they bet big on something that was not.
There's something wild about using any like data gathered during the pandemic. It's like if your test audience, it's like if you locked a test audience in a room for 24 hours and then had them watch a movie and then use that data where it's like, no, those people aren't well. Like you're using data from an entire globe who is not well right now, and they're like, "Well, this is big and this is big," and it's like, no.
No, these people are sick. It's like the study of wolves where they came up with the alpha wolf theory, and then they realized
prison wolves.
Yes, like all of the wolves are insane because they're in captivity. That's us in 2020.
Right. For people who don't know, the manosphere was based off prison wolf rules, which is why it's so toxic. It's just like, don't learn any, like just one big mulligan is the pandemic, right? Where they just go like, all right, anyway.
They don't think farther than a year ahead, right? That's kind of the problem. Anyway,
yeah, for sure.
We don't need to get in all that.
Yeah.
But every year they're like, we can keep making this money forever.
Netflix is definitely leaning into the abyss. Like Netflix isn't fighting the abyss. It's going like, kids like their social medias now. What if we were more like that? And it's like, no, they already have that. It's called TikTok. Yeah. Like, I don't know. You just be yourself, Netflix.
Yeah. How many of those users do you think are paying for their own Netflix accounts?
All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
Movies.
I don't know. Who cares?
Well, we have some more producers to thank, so we can thank those people, right? We can do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Big thank you to Norm from Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you. Also, thank you to Norm from Cheers' undying love for Ridley Scott's Kingdom of Heaven. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to, oh shit, it's Candyman.
Thank you.
Thank you to Numino Ultramicroscopic Silicovolcanoconiosis Anti-Disestablishment Terranism Jones. Thank you. Thank you to Psychic Bigfoot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Pumpkin Spiced Ed Nug.
Thank you.
Thank you to Rev MD.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Ricky Cilantro.
Thanks.
Thank you to Robert.
Thank you.
Thank you to Rosemary's Baby from Eraserhead.
Thank you.
Thank you to Ryan, the Silly Money Goose.
Thanks.
Thank you to Screaming Horse Pyramid.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Sorry Cop, world's most laughable centrist.
All right, let me jump in here. Thank you to Steven.
Thank you.
Thank you to the conveniently placed self-destruct button at the top of every baby's head.
Thanks.
Too convenient. Thank you to the Midnight Patron, what patrons at midnight.
Thank you.
Thank you to the Oatmeal Savage.
Thank you.
Thank you to the Tubi Terror Bunny, thinks you could use more Rutger Hauer in your media diet.
Yes.
Boy, could you.
Yes.
Thank you to these 7 Bs.
Thank you.
Thank you to Tiger Drawers, Pratt Thompson. Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Thank you.
Thank you to Vincent. Oh, no, wait. I skipped way ahead.
Yeah,
Thank
lot.
you to Tip Drizzle.
Thank you, Tip.
Thank you to Tux.
Thank you.
Thank you to Vincent.
Thank you.
Thank you to Will rhymes with Bill or Bill rhymes with Will.
Thank you.
And thank you to your mom.
Woo. Thank you.
Dave.
Whew.
Dave.
Yeah, I'm Dave.
Here we are at
This
the
is
end of all
me.
things.
I'm Dave.
The sun
Here I
is
am.
slipping into the horizon, meeting the
Yes.
moon.
The darkness takes
yeah.
us.
Before all reality collapses in on us. Do you have a movie that deserves more hype?
Yes, I do, Tom. Yes, I do.
You magnificent bastard.
I have a movie that deserves more hype that you can watch today. It is out. It's on VOD, which stands for Video on Demand. It is called Dark My Light. This is at first glance, it's a noir. It's an indie noir film. At second glance, it is possibly a sci-fi film. A detective finds a foot on the beach. The foot is not attached to anything, and that's a problem. And there's basically a beach serial killer.
Classic feminist.
Yep. And the foot has the DNA of his new partner, I believe.
Yes.
So that's a bit of a pickle. His new partner is has been he's facing allegations of abuse of a suspect. His partner might be perhaps a piece of shit. There's only one review for this that I could find. And the review kind of says that it's kind of like a procedural, or rather has the vibes of that crossed with Twin Peaks, which is
high praise.
Yeah, it's a vibe. And so so at first it's like a murder mystery noir, and then apparently, according to this review, the film quote, when the film shifts, it does so abruptly with a shocking incident which will leave viewers reeling, some will not recover. So I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that means. And then in the review it also mentions that it's plays around with science fiction. And I'm like, well, what the fuck does that mean?
It kind of sounds like the characters in the movie are going to turn and start speaking to you directly.
Yeah. Or does the foot have that guy's DNA because he time travels? Where I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So it's like a murder mystery noir that apparently takes a turn, as all good mysteries should, but in some devastating way. What'd you guys think of this trailer?
Man, it looks spooky. It looks like a real True Detective.
Vibey.
Yeah. Which, it's always a good sign, right?
Yeah, that's like catnip for me, for sure.
Yeah, there's nothing there's no huge gimmick here. It's just like, oh, okay, there's this really vibey, True Detective-esque movie that just slipped out right now. And fucked, I know what it's going to be about, so I'm very curious. There are more reviews now. They seem to be fairly mixed, which is interesting. And yeah, I just clicked on this new review and it compares it to Seven and True Detective. So there you go. Gritty detective.
Yeah, it definitely looked cool. So like, I don't know, pretty visually, like the foot on the beach. It's like, I like when something is gruesome, but you have styled it well, so it's kind of pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it reminded me of like the look of Broadchurch. If either of you have seen that. Or like
Frankenstein with a glow up. Like gruesome but pretty.
Yeah. But no,
Lisa
like
Frankenstein.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is. But yeah, no, it kind of looked like washed out and like sort of, I don't know, like real clinical.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got a lot of vibes, folks. So check out the trailer. Dark My Light, which is a weird name.
Cool title. I like it. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Sounds like some dangerous teen slang.
Or it's like, yeah, don't dark my light, bro. Yeah.
It's like a 80s like sad metal band sort of. That's kind of, or like maybe glammy.
Yeah, it does. Like an emo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just looked up. This is your problem. It takes place in Jacksonville, Florida. That's why you're finding
there
feet
it is
on the beach.
That's not a mystery.
Yeah, that's just Florida.
That's Tuesday.
Yeah. That place is all beach feet.
Just lousy with beach feet. It's the state bird.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, what was the title of this one? Dark My Light.
Dark My Light.
Yeah, you know, I like The Used. I like Dark My Light.
I think we did it.
I think we did it. I think that's a sode.
Yeah, I do believe so.
We've done it.
Congratulations.
Lydia, thank you so much for being on. Yeah.
So yeah, is there anywhere once again at the end, do you want to plug some stuff?
Check me out on 100hotdog.com. I swear to God, I know how to be on a podcast. I've done it before.
For the listeners, Lydia just pieced right out.
That's literally
that's how they do it on Hot Dog.
That's literally what we do. Yeah. They're like, okay, we're done. I'm like, great night, guys. Click. And then I talk to them again the next time we do a podcast. So but yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much how all my relationships are now.
You can find me on 100hotdog.com on Mondays, or on the 1-800-HOT-DOG podcast, or on TikTok at Lydia.
All right. And we have a Patreon for people, patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. For $5 a month, you get exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, and our brand new podcast about supernatural, Himboos. Himboos, our supernatural podcast, folks. We watch movies every Friday night with our patrons. We know what we're going to watch this Friday.
It's
gonna be spectacular.
Yeah, we got a real treat for everyone this Friday. We also have a store. Head over to gamefullyunemployed.com where you can find a link to our Teespring store, where we have all kinds of cool original artwork by cool original artists like Michael Vincent Bramley, Starlington Hodge, Justin Brown, and others. So check that out. Rate, review our podcasts where you listen to them. That helps. And check out our new show, Badical, Badical, where you listen to your free shows. Putting up new episodes soon.
Yes. Yes.
I think that's it. I think that's everything.
I think we did it. Goodbye, everybody.
All right. Bye.
Goodbye for real this time.
Smoke bomb.
Hey, listen, our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can find him on twitter.com as The Corlew, or go to shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our channel artwork is produced by Michael Vincent Bramley. For more of his work, go to mvbramley.art. Our episode artwork is by Justin Brown, available on Twitter as Justin T. Brown or at artnessbyjustinbrown.com. And finally, additional artwork is by Starlene Hodge. You can find her work at starlenearts.com or on Twitter as StarleneX. Cool. Goodbye.